Now, it's very important that you guys remember this name. Reason is because if you guys take pictures, and I encourage that, you guys, you can take as many pictures as you like. It don't cost a thing. Tips are appreciated, but you don't have to. I'm not an alligator. You don't have to feed me like those guys. I'm still eating on that one in the center over there, okay? But if you do like to, you can put it on TripAdvisor here at Boggy Creek Airboat. Experience Orlando. Visit Kissimmee. I believe they got a Facebook you can put it on. Yeah, put it on there. Help us do some advertising, right? But just make sure you put my name up underneath it because I am trying to be famous out here, okay? All right, now I am a federal Indian, but I'm not from a Florida tribe. And the reason is that all your tribes that were here in Florida did face cultural extinction. They're no longer here in existence. The tribes that are here today, known as your Seminole and Miccosukee, not originally from Florida, originally from Georgia and Alabama. Their history starts here in Florida in the 1700s. Some of those people are from the northeastern woodland tribe. I'm a federal Onwemwe. How many guys heard of that? Ever heard of it? They're part of the Haudenosaunee. How many guys heard of that? People of the Longhouse. Today, we're known as the Mohawk Nation. How many guys heard of the Mohawk Nation? Yeah. There you go. Not a hairdo, man. It's part of the Iroquois Confederacy. My father's people, complete opposite end. Texas and Oklahoma. He's from a tribe known as the Numana. You guys heard of the Numana? You probably know us by a name that was given to us. We're known today as the Comanche Nation. How many guys heard of the Comanches? Yeah, there you go. You believe everything you heard is all true. Okay? Now, I'm an educator on native culture. I'm also a primitive survivalist. I also teach natural disaster survival. So what I do is I use the skills that have been passed on in our family from generation to generation. Right along with a couple skills that I picked up myself, and utilizing that, I'm able to bring this culture to life. Like I said, these folks face cultural extinction. They're all gone. I have to go back 450 to 1,200 years ago into a Mississippian mound building culture right here in Florida. So they have to use original artifacts like shooters. A little camera shy too, you guys. All these are original artifacts. Older ones would be on the top. Those are bipage tools over 12,000 years old. Man being here in Florida for over 14,000 years. As you go down that flat, the evolution of the weapon happens all the way down to the bottom. The smaller points that you see there, they're not very old, but it's representing this village here. They're only about 450 years old. Pottery shards on there, also original. The oldest pottery found in the United States is found in Georgia and here in Florida. Those shards right there are 4,000 years old. So it's either I have to use original artifacts or I have to make them myself, which is really everything else you see in the camp, including everything that I'm wearing here, to bring this culture to life. You guys ain't going to find this stuff at Super Walmart, you know. Not yet anyway, right? Yeah, we'll figure something out, but right now we still got it, all right? All right, so now, the reason why I do shows here is because when people think of Florida, they think of two things. One's going to be Mickey Mouse, right? Come on, admit it, Mickey Mouse. Hey, don't get me wrong, I don't mind me some mouse. I do like me some mouse. Matter of fact, you get enough of them, makes a mighty fine soup, right? He knows exactly what I'm talking about. And of course, when they think of your indigenous people, they think of your Seminole or your Miccosukee, right? Like I said, they're not originally from Florida. Their history starts here in Florida in the 1700s when they came from Georgia and Alabama. We already had tribes here for hundreds of years, even before Seminole and Miccosukee existed. Man being here in Florida for thousands of years, even before they were considered tribes. In the woodland time period, that's when tribal names came up. They had names like Calusa, and Appalachie, Tequesta, Aish, Hororo, Tucabaga, Guale, Mayaka, Miami, Tallahassee, Pensacola, and the list goes on and on and on. But there's a good chance you guys have heard of some of these tribes, right? How many of you guys heard of any of those tribes? Raise your hand. Anybody? Anybody? Nobody? How many of you guys heard of Miami, Florida? That's the name of a tribe, you guys. It's not just a city that never sleeps. That was a tribe that was named after, or actually that was a city that was named after a tribe that lived south of Lake Okeechobee. The tribe itself, culturally extinct, the city was named after them. Pretty crazy tribe nowadays, you guys. If you're going there on vacation, have fun, but be careful. I don't go down there anymore. To tell you the truth, I feel safer here in the swamp with alligators and snakes, a little more civilized if you ask me, but hey, they're each their own. The tribe that was right here was known as the Hororo, and they got to be known as the Forgotten Tribe of Florida. And the reason is because this is the headwaters to your swamp right here. This is where swamp begins. And although this is all landscaped out in early times, it's very, very thick full of resources. Now, in order for me to explain to you what the villages look like here in Florida, it would take all day because there's 8 different ecosystems here in Florida. I'm going to tell you about 2 of them. One of them's going to be north of here. A tribe known as the Timucuan or Timucuan. So they were farming villages. They had huge cities. Very similar to your Aztec and your Mayan crew. They had mounds that were also being set up, and that would be your focal point. So they had mounds near larger cities that would hold up to 3,000 people. Mound would be for your chieftain, dignitaries, ceremonial mounds, burial mounds off to the side. Mississippi time period. If you want to know how big those cities are, multiply this by 3,000. Now also they had farming villages, and so for that you had to have rows and rows of crops to accommodate the 3,000 families. The 3 vegetables.
Angie feeding the alligators in Boggy Creek.
Oh, look it. Oh, damn it, he got it again.
This is like 15 minutes away from
There you go.
our house, and it's the first time we've ever been here. This is crazy.
You want to get one?
No, maybe I'll watch you.
I thought he was going to jump in the water.
Yeah, that's an Indian. Well, not Indian. Indigenous.
Oh, he got it. He found it. This is the other one. Look at it.
Like a history demonstration, which is pretty cool. Very interesting.
And my last one.
No.
Oh!
Dum.
Too far. No.
Dum. You want some gum?
Hey, dum. Oh, man. That's
Alright, we're about to get some food before we get on an airboat. Where you at? Oh, she wants to keep looking at me. You gotta feed your alligator.
Who's my alligator?
My belly. Oh, look at the squirrel. The squirrel's about to get it.
Oh, damn it.
Come on, squirrel, get it.
I'm looking for it.
Oh, look at him. He's on stealth mode.
I'll put that 007 music back.
Behind the pole, look at him. And now, don't stealth mode. Oh, he's leaving. Where you going? He's on stealth mode. What? Cyrus.
That one's pretty big.
The one in the resort is a lot bigger. This one in the resort that's a lot bigger. Oh, squirrel's out. Oh, this is our afternoon. Spending it together. It's pretty cool. Good old date. That was a good date. Alright, let's see. Alright, we just get something to eat. Angie.
All cheesy.
All cheesy. So we're on the airboat. This is Boggy Creek.
Alright everybody, welcome aboard. My name's Fred, I'll be your captain. We do have life jackets underneath the seats for everybody else. We have fire extinguishers on board. A box with some flashlights, flares. Look! You guys ever wave in? Oh, we got it. Please hold on to anything loose though. Hats, sunglasses on top of the head, anything that might blow off. Because if it does come off, it goes through that prop back there. It's not going to look the same. Think about that. Wildlife. Please keep in mind it is wildlife. We'll do my best to keep it fine. Is this your first time?
Yep.
Second, this is my third. So turn this air conditioning on. absolutely be fun.
Alright, let's put these on. Hold up. Hold this.
Huh? I wasn't here 13 years ago. I was down in the Everglades.
Got my hat, my glasses.
Alright, Katie, I'm off talking. In this lake alone. There's a big alligator back behind this one over in there. We'll pull around there here in a minute. I can see his back. Over 4,000 in this lake. There's over 2 million of them in the wild here. They can be anywhere and everywhere out here. You can even be fishing out in the clear, deep water, nice calm day, gator laying on the bottom, pop up right next to you. Big ones can hold their breath for several hours on one breath. Small ones just about an hour. These little bugs that are coming on board are not mosquitoes. They will not bite you. They're called midge flies. Some areas we go in, they come on board. The more you swat at them, the more agitated they keep flying. If you just hold still, close your mouth, unless you like the taste of bug, they'll settle down. These guys can live 50 plus years out about 20 miles an hour. On land, they can run about 10 miles an hour, but only for a short distance. There's the old wise tale says to run zigzag.
12-foot long gator.
Best thing to do is trip the guy or girl next to you or run fast. Yeah, it's about a 12-foot alligator right there. All these roots that you see that make up these floating islands belong to the heart-shaped lilies around us called spatterdock. In the summertime, a lot of the gators will lock their bodies up into the roots underneath the water to stay cool when it's up in the mid-90s. When they swim out later, the roots end up getting dislodged. It'll pull the soil and the sand up with it, and the wind will clump it into areas and create these floating islands. There could be a bunch more gators down underneath this island also. And you'll see holes periodically.
Pretty big.
Yeah, he's a good size.
Yeah, they taste good too. There's another little gator.
Tastes like chicken.
Actually, turtle has 7 different types of meat in them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he just went down. You'll have all different, like dark and see how well they blend in though. And at nighttime, that's all they have to do is bring their eyes up out of the water. They can sneak up on anything. Yeah, I'll try to turn this here in a minute so y'all can see them on this side of the boat. Hopefully they'll stay up for us. Y'all have heard of the Florida sea cows, right? The manatees? These are their cousins, the Florida lake cows. Some mornings we'll come out and there'll be whole herds out here grazing, even out here, out by the outer grass line. You'll be riding along, all of a sudden you'll see a cow head sticking up out of the water. It can happen, it has happened, but it's rare. The gator prefers something small than they get 1 or 2 bites, so with as much fish and birds, they're really not that apt to go after something that big. Have to be a big gator, really hungry. He'd grab a hold, try to rip a piece off. If that didn't work, then he'd do his death roll, stuff it up underneath some weeds or a rock and let it marinate for a few days so it's good and tender. Well, marinate sounds better than rot.